Greetings, YouTube. I haven't done Alliance War in about 5 years. And I've only been on YouTube for about 5.5 years. At least in regards to this game. So I have almost not done Alliance War for the duration of this MCOC channel's existence. And I have been very proud of that. I used to be either backup or center path in Alliance War. And I would do, I want to say at least 6 to 8 fights. I would go up against a very annoying Killmonger who had masochism back before there were champions like Warlock in the game. And I didn't have a Void that was high sig. And so I would try champions like Blade. And I would do pretty terrible. Because, of course, the power gain and the, I guess you could call it self-damage, was really high. And so I left Alliance War just not missing it at all. And on top of that, refilling health was crazy expensive. Well, I came back to Alliance War only because of the motivation for the enlistment solo event and the Alliance event. I came back because I wanted the points. And I wanted the Titan Crystal Shards, and I wanted everything in my power to have a chance to take eventually one 6-star, and that 6-star will be Hercules, to rank 2. And by rank 2, I mean rank 5. I mean, I'm going to ascend him. I guess in my head, rank 5... that's not an Ascension is rank 1, and rank 5 Ascension is rank 2. It's not actually true. I don't know why. My head says that, but that's what my mouth repeats. I want to be honest about Alliance War. I was terrible coming back. Absolutely awful. I did use one team revive, and then I didn't actually need it, but I learned, strangely, that if you use one loyalty per team revive, it doesn't count as an item against you, which again I thought was strange. My path was path 3. I started out super cocky. I fought against a Sam Wilson Captain America with King Group. Did not lose any health. It was a decently long fight, but it was not a difficult fight. And I got very cocky. And then I fought a thing with that Close Encounters regeneration node. He got me into a corner, and not only did I die, but he regenerated back from like 30% health to 100% health before I died. I should have just force quit once I got in the corner, but I was proud and thought, I can take this, and then I died. I thought that was really the low point of my Alliance War experience, but I had no idea what was in store with a Viv Vision on this node, where not only did she stay at 100% health the entire time, but I danced around for 4 minutes, finally just to die with Ultron and not to ever have caused even 1% damage. And it was at that point that I thought, I'm done with war. After this month, I'm done. But I'm in this alliance that's got a lot of really good players. Players I'm sure that run circles around me and my average at best Alliance War skills. And I woke up and my path 3 had already been backed up. In fact, everything had been backed up to complete the rest of the map. And the only 2 paths that were left were 1 and 2. So I took path 1 and fought against a Corvus and a Mr. Sinister with Warlock, and lost almost no health, just the health you can see mainly from block damage. And that was actually fun. But most importantly, the new map allows for me to only do 3 fights. And yes, I got wrecked twice, but y'all, I was so frustrated. This is gonna look crazy, and this probably is crazy, but full disclosure, I was so frustrated, I said screw it. I'm gonna spend over 100 loyalty, and I'm just gonna get all those team revives just to be prepared. Now, do I need them? No. But it's 100 loyalty, you know? That's the best part of Alliance War that's changed. I can't believe that they've gotten out of the market of making money in Alliance War, because my biggest complaint before was that it was so expensive to heal up and boost. And I'm sure it still is, don't get me wrong, in the top alliances. But my alliance is a semi-retired alliance. They're not going to chew me out because I got 2 deaths in war. They're just going to say, welcome to the club. So that's really kind of exciting to start out. But on top of that, if you're telling me that it costs as close to being free as possible to revive your team, and it's now percent-based, 40%, Kabam has essentially said, we're just going to make money elsewhere. We're not going to make money off of Alliance War, at least not for the majority of alliances who don't care about potions. And I think that's one of the greatest things ever. I have 150 of those in my overflow. That's hilarious. So, the loyalty is so good, and the loyalty crystals, and especially the 7-star loyalty crystals, are going to be good enough to where if I only have to do 3 fights over the course of multiple days, I can't turn that down. So even though I sucked, I beat 3 defenders in 1 shot, and then 2 defenders not only beat me in 1 shot, but they did it with 100% health remaining. But even with that terrible record, if that's all I'm going to be asked to do, and my alliance doesn't care, I think I might be back to wanting to do Alliance War, because I don't have the fears that I had 5 years ago. I'm not worried in being kicked out of my alliance for dying. I've got plenty of backup that's ready to help. And I think most importantly for my mental health, I'm never going to have to worry about running out of revives and having to spend units. So I think Kabam realized that Alliance War just isn't what it once was, and it's better to cut your losses monetarily and give people a reason to keep playing than it is to nickel and dime them. And I am all for that. So I was 1,000% wrong with Alliance War, because 5 years ago, I had every reason, and I could spend double the length of this video telling you about all the reasons why Alliance War was the worst thing to ever happen in the game for the casual player. But now, if you're an alliance where people will back you up, and the maps are so much smaller, I mean, I get that the annoying thing is that if you bring in the wrong counters, unlike Battlegrounds, where you're still hoping to at least get maybe 40 to 50% of health down in the 2 minutes, but if you bring in the wrong counters like I did, you might as well just force quit immediately, because they're almost invincible. There's no chance for someone like that Evizone with the wrong counter to lose any health, regardless of how many minutes you go. And while that's intimidating, it's also reassuring that Alliance War's gotten so much more pro player. And some of you told me this, and I was too stubborn to listen, but this event forced me to come back after 5+ years of exile. And I like what I see. And I wanted to make a video praising those changes that Kabam made, and also praising my alliance for having my back when I play absolutely awful.